When we love someone, we truly spare no effort. But what about self-love? How far would you go for it? Since we learned to find affection from others when we were little, we naturally do the same as adults. But if you really think about it, the truth is that the love you're seeking is already within you. Yet we never got past that, and we kept trying to find love elsewhere. So now, breaking the cycle of toxicity, putting yourself first, and giving the love you so deserve. Here's why nurturing yourself for happiness is so important. Learn to satisfy your own needs before worrying about satisfying anyone else's. Now, it is pointless to elaborate on the significance of self-care and self-love in this statement, because what good does your compassion do if it doesn't include you? You see, everyone needs to practice self-care, take care of oneself, and learn the value of loving oneself. But others might simply label it selfish. Yet that's the entire point. Being self-centered isn't bad, so long as you take care of yourself, inside and out. And trust us when we say that self-care will get you far, while doing things for material gain won't. Researchers and experts have found that a happy and healthy existence is impossible without some form of self-care or love. Although practicing self-love can be challenging, it is possible, where self-care can be practiced in a variety of ways. But before anything else, let's first understand what self-love and self-care is. Because once you figure out what they mean and how to navigate the self-care journey, it will change your life. To be honest, it's a compelling thought. The effects on your life are far-reaching. You'll learn to appreciate yourself more fully and appreciate the present moment. So, why not do something for yourself after all, right? Think of yourself as the captain of a ship, steering your way through the harsh seas of life. Now, think about what could be your way out. When nothing works out, self-care is something that will always serve as a compass to you, leading you to safe havens and restorative oases. But how do you care for yourself and love yourself enough to reach that pinnacle? Self-love and self-care aren't rocket science. It is the practice of making time for one's own physical, mental, and emotional health, despite the demands of daily life. Meanwhile, prioritizing self-care is necessary for maintaining a healthy balance, much as an experienced captain knows that attending to the needs of the ship is essential for a smooth trip. Additionally, self-care is a potent life raft that keeps you floating in this age of non-stop activity. When you take care of yourself emotionally and physically, your mental health improves like a flourishing garden. You feel at peace inside yourself, and a wave of positivity washes over you, giving you the strength to take on life's obstacles with poise and dignity. Of course, that's not all. The physical world also benefits from self-care. It's like having a partner in dancing who gets you up and moving into the good habits of regular exercise, restful sleep, and healthy eating. For instance, Dr. Ellen K. Baker, a famous psychologist in Washington, D.C., claims that the key to a long and happy life can be found in the practice of self-care. Numerous studies have also shown that self-care activities like yoga, meditation, and stretching can greatly improve our emotional and physical health. These results are then consistent with those of an insightful article from 2020, which argued that living a long and happy life in the modern world depends on more than just physical well-being measures like not smoking, exercising frequently, and eating right. When we care deeply about our well-being, we look inward, question what makes us happy, and plot a plan to make that happiness a reality. It's a thrilling adventure in self-discovery that holds the key to a rich and rewarding life. And yes, when you do things that are good for your health, you feel more energized and have a stronger immune system. Similarly, when you rest, your tired body becomes a fortress ready to take on the world. That said, your mind can be honed on the island of mental health by immersing yourself in intellectual pursuits like reading riveting novels and solving challenging puzzles when you need a break from the stresses of everyday life. The archipelago of self-care also draws you to the shores of social well-being. In this space, you can relax and enjoy the company of others you care about, while still setting healthy limits to protect your own mental health. Further exploration leads you to the holy realm of spiritual self-care, where you can learn to calm your mind and find a deeper sense of meaning in life. It's a place where you can go to be attentive, meditate, contemplate, and marvel at the miracles of life. Now you might be thinking, if I end up doing so much that is self-centered, how will that help me have healthy dynamics with the ones around me? Let's just say that along this fascinating path to better self-care, you'll make friends who add value to your daily life. It's like envisioning yourself in a room filled with the soft light of scented candles, the aroma of which soothes and relaxes you. Because of the people you'll meet on your journey to self-care and self-love, those dynamics never fail you. That said, you must be wondering how you even practice self-love and self-care and make it feel like a routine and not some obligation. To answer that, let's divide the concept of nurturing oneself into distinct categories, one that will be much easier for you to understand. To begin with, self-care on a physical level includes things like getting enough rest and eating well, as well as treating yourself to massages and other relaxing therapies. Meanwhile, practices like journaling, creative outlets, mindfulness, therapy, and healthy emotional expression are all examples of emotional self-care techniques. As per various studies and research that have been conducted in the past, practicing mental self-care, which includes things like reading, acquiring new skills, stress management, setting boundaries, and taking breaks, is beneficial to our mental health. But where keeping your diet and emotions in check is important, you can extend the practice of self-care and self-love by relationship maintenance, support seeking, boundaries, and quality time spent with loved ones. In a similar vein, mindfulness, meditation, prayer, time in nature, introspection, exploration of one's particular beliefs, and so on are all examples of spiritual self-care techniques. And if all that wasn't enough for you to be convinced about putting yourself before others when it comes to keeping your sanity intact, here's a little something for us to change that about you. In recent years, Selena Gomez released a new single in which she sang about learning to love herself again after a breakup. Of all, there's nothing like your first love. Making that courageous leap into the unknown with the kind of carefree abandonment that's possible only for someone who has never had their heart crushed before. There is also nothing quite like the first real, knee-buckling heartbreak when things become less rosy, but there is also nothing quite like the agonizing thud that comes with losing that love. Now, most of us have vivid memories of times like these, and we know today that this is an ideal opportunity for rest, relaxation, and introspection. This could mean anything from daily face masks and long hot baths to time with loved ones or quiet time alone. For this reason, many people will connect with Selena Gomez's "Lose You to Love Me" and its message of self-care and love, and so understand the concept of the two better this way. Through the course of the song, Selena Gomez exposes her human frailties and the suffering she felt in a destructive relationship. But as the song expands, the focus shifts to the importance of self-care. The lyrics emphasize the value of facing one's demons head-on and moving past them in order to strengthen one's sense of agency and develop one's potential. Similarly, the song reflects how Selena Gomez finds her own fortitude and resilience through an emphasis on self-love and care. A newfound confidence and the realization that her personal pleasure and well-being are worth striving for are reflected in the song's lyrics. This message hits close to home, serving as a powerful reminder that the hearer possesses the ability to put themselves first and end destructive habits. Not to forget, the inspiring lyrics of Selena Gomez's "Lose You to Love Me" not only provide a window into her own process of recovery and development, but also serve as a reminder of the importance of self-love in maintaining a happy and successful existence. To others, Selena's story is an example of how self-love can help them triumph over adversity, no matter how difficult their circumstances. It illustrates that we all have the power to break out from negative behaviors and recover our own pleasure. One's health and happiness can both improve with the practice of self-love. Recharging our batteries, building our resilience, and tending to our mental health are all accomplished through acts of self-care. Self-love motivates us to put our emotional and mental well-being first, to acknowledge our feelings, and to seek out the things that make us truly happy. Because if someone surrounded by the pressures of fame and paparazzi can do it, what's stopping you from loving and caring for that pretty heart and mind of yours? And while we hope that today is the starting of a new and loving chapter for you all out there, let us know of ways you think one could adapt to the habits of self-love and self-care. Make sure you also shower some of that love on our channel by hitting the bell icon. See you next time.